So like for example, let me see. Let me read from my notes, see if anything is useful. Stay away from walls is the first thing I see. And it's like, oh shit, I forgot about that because champions that can go over walls will
That's
pop up right
true.
next to you, right? If you are next to a wall and you can't get over them. So anything along those lines I think could help. But that's just the method I'm using right now to kind of help me with that if that ever happens. So
No, I mean, I
um
think that's actually good. I already take notes after, like, well, I'm on my high school's league team,
oh
so
really?
we play some games there. Um, and like after I mean, we just started a couple months ago, and we played our first competition last weekend, where I forgot how to play completely as well.
Mm-hmm.
But like, so after that, I've sort of been watching the games and taking notes and seeing what I could have done better and what we generally have to
I
improve
see, I
on.
see.
But like making like a conclusion of all that could probably be a good idea.
So I
Like,
guess are these all what's it called? Flex games?
no. So when we play customs normally, and just when we do scrims and stuff like
Oh,
that.
I see, I see. I
So they
got you.
wouldn't be here.
I got you. I got you. All right, that's totally fine. Totally fine. That's even better actually.
But like these
Cause
games that I picked here, they aren't from when we were training because they were all last time we played was last patch. Just I think the
mm,
day before. So
okay. Cool, cool, cool. Shall we dive in then?
yeah. So another thing I was actually it's when I play Kaiser, which
Uh-huh.
I play quite a lot because our coach really likes her.
Okay, okay.
And I also after I think I spent a month learning her, and then after I found out, oh wait, she's actually fun when you sort of figure it out. But then I usually go AP because that's what he says fits better with how I play because I am more late game oriented.
Uh-huh. This is true, sure. Oh,
Yes.
is that like the question is like AP is the way to go?
Yeah, is that like because there's some games like if my entire team is AP, then I obviously won't.
Yeah, I think
But
sometimes AP doesn't seem like the way to go, to be honest, anymore at
no,
least.
yeah,
Um,
exactly. Especially after the nerfs and everything.
yeah, yeah, exactly. Fleet Forward nerfs, AP Kai'Sa nerfs, whatever. Storm Razor seems to be a better mid game option, but I haven't really played Kai'Sa in a hot minute, so what do I know?
So
All I know is that like if you go to like pro builds or you go to GG, let's see what people are building on Kai'Sa. I'm pretty sure the majority are just going Storm
yeah,
Razor.
they're just going.
So yeah, it's just like take it as you will, but it doesn't seem like anyone is going Rage Blade
No,
into Nashers, right?
no, exactly.
If anyone goes Nashers, it's like after Stormrazor, right? It's
Yeah,
it's the
exactly.
idea that this item is it might be too useless if you don't get it. So
No, yeah. I mean, so I've also tried like playing and playing with sort of the more AD build, but for some reason I always suck when I do that.
interesting, interesting. Let's take a look then, shall we?
Yep.
Which of these do you want to go over first?
Mm, let's see. I mean, the first one there, that one was the one I feel like represents how I play like most accurately right now, but
Okay.
it is quite long, and there was also a lot of mistakes, especially with like deciding when to ult in my like in the late game,
Mm-hmm. Should
and
be
there was
should
this
be
awkward
fine. Oh, what
fight
the hell?
invading wave thing where I could have probably healed to save Nico there, but I managed to get first blood
Oh my
anyways.
god, what the hell?
But then that
What is
happens.
going on? Alright, let's just skip this shit. Alright, whatever. Some random shit happens, whatever. Doesn't really matter too much. Well, I mean, it does matter, but in the
Something
grand scheme of
happens.
things, it should really not something we are worried about. YouTube's being slow. That's interesting. Okay, sick.
Okay, seems to work now.
I have at least 720. So, what do you think your so you mentioned you were late game oriented. Does that mean your strengths lie with the late game and maybe any weaknesses you may have are more earlier in the game or what's going on?
Well, I've always just been really bad at laning and fairly bad at my mid game. So I always just sort of played the strategy of like fixing the problems that happened early game in the late game and trying to stall. Which
I see.
a couple months ago I then just started trying to learn how to lane.
I see.
Where I tried to use the thing that you say a lot in your videos, just to think, what do I actually like? What are my strengths in this situation?
Right.
Which
The matchup, right?
yeah, exactly. So and that seemed to help a bit until I forgot how to do anything, and actually, fix some of that stuff. And then now at this point, it's sort of that I sort of my late game is mediocre, my laning is mediocre, and my mid game is mediocre.
Okay. Okay. Cool. Hey, at least it went from not so hot to not is average, right? So, that's the first thing we're gonna talk about though. Is what do you think? It's not lane related. It's not game. It is gameplay related, right? But what's going on with the screen here?
I don't know. Sorry.
So all right, that was a nice W. But let's say why is the screen moving so much?
Because I'm not playing with lock screen, or what?
Right. So how come you're not playing with unlocked screen?
Oh no, I mean I play with the unlocked screen, but I just center myself when I want to see myself. Like.
Okay, that's actually very useful.
That's just how I'm like used to playing.
Okay.
Because I feel like otherwise I end up not being able to have any control of like my screen, and then but I feel like I might be doing that too much because right now, for example, I'm not able to see fully what's going on up there.
Right. This is like a there can only be problems that happen if you do this, like misclicking on the screen or anything along those lines. Let me whip out the pen here.
Right.
Something like if your screen is moving and you try and click on someone and you fail to click on them correctly because your screen is moving, that's when this could be something you want to fix, right?
Sure.
Kind of the general idea is when things are moving on the screen, you would like there to be as little movement as possible so you can click accurately, right? And moving the screen as well as moving parts is I don't know. I think it's really hard to make sense of what's going on, but if you're used to it and if there are no problems, then whatever works for you, right? I'm just saying that if there are problems, that might be something you want to look at. Also, why is this? Okay, there we go. Okay, so far so good. What if I said you didn't have to push this wave? Back when this Jinx is
yeah.
Let's get the better picture.
No, I mean here I was thinking that she was probably backing. And then at the point we saw that she hadn't backed, I mean because she was so low at that point. At that point I thought I'd already pushed it so much that I couldn't do anything, but if I remember correctly, she just burned flash anyways a moment ago.
Let's talk about wave management here.
Yeah.
What options do you have? Because what you did is totally fine. I'm just saying this is an option that many people often don't realize.
Yes. I mean, here I could have maybe tried to deny her some of the minions by slow pushing it because she can't respond to us.
Right. Well, slow pushing it in which direction?
Probably towards myself would be best, I guess.
Right. And how do you do that?
I'm actually not sure.
So, let's say the minions. Let's say the wave meets in the middle.
Yeah.
Which way does the wave push? Do you know which way the wave pushes? I guess.
If it's in the middle, then I guess it'll stay in the middle. Like if it's perfectly in the middle, it must stay in the middle, right? Or it must be sort of random.
Yeah, it's random, right? no one knows, right? Let's say the wave meets right here.
Then
which way is it gonna push?
Then it would slow push towards me, wouldn't it?
Right. Why is that?
Because then the minion wave from their side would hit the other wave faster.
Right. They're gonna get reinforced faster. Okay. How about this line? Same thing.
I mean, then it would depend on the amount of minions that were there.
Well,
I guess,
we're assuming equal wave like we have right now.
Okay, then it would still start slow pushing, wouldn't it?
Okay. Right. To you, right? Same result. How about this one?
I mean, isn't that also?
Yeah, it's all the same, right? If it meets on the enemy side of the lane, it's gonna slow push back towards you as long as it's an equal wave, right? So when we see this picture, now you'll be able to answer this question, which wave is the wave pushing?
So it's pushing towards me.
Yes, every time, right? So we have an option of you can just base it if you really want to. And this Jinx has to be afraid that you guys are camping a bush. And not only that, but let's say you base and she tries to push in the wave, she can't really push it fast enough, right?
Right.
So she's gonna be screwed. So that's just this is one way to punish super hard is to just super freeze, or you don't even have to do anything. What you guys do is just sit in this bush like you're doing and let it keep pushing towards you. And if she screws up, then she's gonna be super doomed.
Right.
So that's one idea.
I think I was also thinking I was thinking we'd wait there longer than we actually did. When Nico went out, I mean this was the first game I played with Nico as well, so I was a bit confused about actually.
Oh my god, there are two Kaisas. Oh, fuck. What a champion. What a man, likes it both.
Yeah, that was very
That's fucking funny. Oh my god. That's pretty funny. I think of Nico as like, well, based on her abilities, I haven't really seen her too much in game, but she seems like a catch champion, right? So
yeah.
Skill shot CC, you know, it's all play like she's a Zyra, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, I think it was just also her passive and stuff, and if there was anything that because I'm not pre-made with her or like communicating with her, it's pretty difficult to actually do anything based around.
Wait, these aren't like I thought this is like high school. High school team.
Not in these games are just like regular games because the other games were from last patch, so I couldn't actually get them.
Oh, I see.
Which I was looking into to begin with, but because there's that thing where you can mess around with like your files to somehow get them to be able to open, but it didn't happen anyways.
Yeah, I've never gotten that stuff to work, so. Sure. So yeah, it seems like laning is great. It seems like laning so far is perfectly fine, right? As long as you're not getting hit by bind, you can kind of do whatever the hell you want in this lane, right?
Right.
So far, so good. You have any questions from what we're seeing so far or anything in general?
I don't know. I mean, it would be good if there was a way where I could like get a lead, in this lane, but I don't feel like the only thing is that thing where I could have maybe let it slow push towards me.
Do you have a lead right now?
I mean, I have a small lead because I think at this point I had a CS lead and the fact that I got first blood.
Yeah, you have a lead, right? It's like laning is very much volatile in the sense that you can't win all the time, right? No. You just want to be as consistent as possible, and sometimes if you can get out of lane even every game, that's like pretty good. That's pretty good, right? If you can get out of lane with a small lead every time, that's even better, right? So you don't have to be like, I have to crush lane in order to win the game, because oftentimes what most lane focused players will realize is once they get out of lane and the instant they screw up, they've lost that lead. Right. So laning is definitely really important, but for now the laning isn't going to matter as much, because at this level there will always be a throw out of lane. Always. Sure. Every single game, every single player, right? Yeah, there's no way that you guys will be able to just take a lead and straight bring that all the way to victory. Oh god. Oh no, what happened here?
Yeah.
This is what I mean, right? You guys are winning, and then
but I wasn't in a position where I really feel like I could have followed up, and I feel like even if I tried to block the Jinx ult, it would have still splashed.
I think there's possibilities to ulti there, but if you don't know where the jungle is, it may not be a good idea, right? So
yeah,
you could say though, you could probably say that trading to kill if the jungle is here is pretty good. You're gonna kill this guy, just kill him.
Yeah, right? I also am killing him.
Oh, you got an ulti! Oh, thank God. Whew, very nice. Their jungle's here by the way, so you need to run. Okay, very good. Very good, very good.
At this point, I saw that the minions were in like a position where I could back.
Whoa! Say that again.
I thought at this point that the minions were in a position where I could sort of back because I hoped they would push themselves because I was too low to stay.
Okay. This is a good thing to talk about. So we have some wave management ideas we need to discuss. So what you just said was like, it seems like the idea you're having is if you can get your minions to push into the tower, that's a good thing, right?
If I want to back, at least.
Right. So, why do we want that to happen?
So it can bounce back to me when I'm in lane.
Okay, let's watch right here. What's gonna happen with these minions here? What's going to happen to the enemy minions here? They're gonna meet. They're gonna meet here. They're gonna meet outside the tower.
Yeah, but there's gonna be less minions on that side, right?
Right. You have a ton here and then a free wave right here, so
yeah, so I would think that they would the enemy minions would be killed.
Yes, all of them, essentially.
All of them?
Right, the whole wave is gone. Right.
Yeah, and then I was thinking that since there's such a long death timer on Jinx, she wouldn't be able to come down and be there in time.
Well, it takes a while to kill a wave. Well, that's not the main concern. The main concern is how many minions are you losing?
Right. No, then my minions will be killed, so I can't get them.
Yeah, the enemy. Yeah, exactly. You can't CS the enemy minions because your own wave killed them. Right. That's like worst case scenario. Essentially, is that you're not getting any waves. Essentially. Yeah. Anytime you're losing waves, that's something to be concerned about. Right.
Sure.
So how do you prevent this?
The only thing I think of here is that I would fully push it out, but I don't have the health really to do that.
Right.
And I don't really have anything where I can get out. I mean, I have my flash, but with how low I am, that wouldn't really be very useful.
Right. Agreed. So ideally speaking, if the jungle was top or something, you could kill everything here, but you can't. So you have to base.
Yeah,
right.
Because I mean, I don't know what. Right now, I don't know where the jungler was. I mean, you just said he was down here, so I guess you must have seen him.
No. You always assume he's here, right?
That's what I was playing.
He's certainly not showing up mid or top, so he's definitely down here somewhere, right?
He wouldn't really have a reason to be top.
Exactly. So, but the reason why we're talking about this so much is because you want to kind of think in terms, if you want to get that lead you were talking about, this is how you do it, right? You have massive CS lead on them, not because you're better at last hitting, but because you're better at wave manipulation. Right. Stuff like this is going to be losing your minions if you could have pushed it out and you didn't. Like, let's say you were full enough HP or the jungle showed up mid or something like that. Right. And if you choose the base when you're losing minions, then that could be a problem, right? That's definitely something to think about is
but I also think that's something I struggle with since I feel like at the moment I either end up with having 100 CS at 10 minutes or 50.
Right.
It's very, very inconsistent.
Right. You wanna figure out a way to reproduce the 100 CS at 10 minutes, right? So
yeah, exactly.
One of the best questions to ask yourself to figure out what to do with the wave is to ask yourself, are you losing minions? And what we mean by that is, are you losing opportunities to CS because your minions are killing the enemy minions, right? That's the number one way to help you figure out how do I get as much money as possible is, are you losing minions? So, okay, let's see what's going on here. You guys can probably just kill them if their jungle shows up anywhere. Maybe you need to use a potion. Okay, let's talk about this. Hold on, back it up. Okay, so let's say they're pushing this wave into you like they're doing right now. What do you need to ward against? Yeah, just what do you need to ward?
The lane bush that's closest to me.
Right here, right?
Yeah,
Why is that?
because Luxon just goes down there and I don't have vision of her, and she could just land her Q on me if I walk up.
Exactly. So this could be any support. Leona, Alistar, Zara,
Yeah.
Janna. It literally doesn't matter, right? So the reason why we do it now versus later is, what do you think?
Because it would be safe to walk up later.
Yeah, exactly. So this is a common pattern you see, is that you need this to be worded if they push you in. Otherwise, you can't tell what's going on. And what can
Right.
they do to stop you?
I mean, they would have to, like now. Like, I mean, I can't really do it, but at the now I can, but
yeah.
but like before they would have to like walk forward
Well,
past them anyway, wouldn't they?
let's say they let you word. How do they beat that word?
I'm not completely.
How do they deny vision in this bush? I guess is another question.
I mean, wouldn't they have to like clear it or place a control ward?
Yeah, you have to place a control word, right? So this is just one usage of pink words that you can use in lane, just so that,
Right.
like I said, you know you're asking questions on how do you win lane harder. Imagine if you couldn't walk up to the lane, and you were winning this lane. So how come you can't walk up? This is one way to replicate this. Is, you know, ideas like pushing them in and then denying vision in the lane bushes, for example, right?
Right.
So these are all ideas you can kind of use in your gameplay. Is how do you exert more pressure on the enemy team? Who's the
Right.
jungle? I haven't seen the jungle show up in forever.
I actually don't remember who their jungle is.
Dude, the jungle didn't even show up on the map. What the hell? Alright, sure. Okay, here we go. What's going on here? Oh, this guy's dying. Oh, easy kill.
Yeah, it could have maybe altered that.
I think it's fine to not ult. You don't have to, right?
Yeah.
Especially if you weren't prepared for her binding that was going to come out after you ulti.
Sure. I think what I was thinking there is just that. Oh, this was kind of awkward.
I guess he just dies. Seems good. Oh, your support is, what is going on? Oh my god, that tower damage.
Yeah, but like
What the fuck?
It was so weird because I mean I could have healed, but I thought
Nah, that's pretty unexpected. I mean, I guess once we get used to tower damage, you should heal, but
yeah,
it's not expected. So is that a Shyvana top? There is Shyvana. I mean Shyvana jungle. It is Shyvana jungle. All right, I see. Okay. How come you didn't fight this guy?
I think because Warwick was positioning so far back.
You can't 1v1 him?
I can. I have everything. I mean, I don't have at this moment. I don't have my Q or my E, but my Q's up like in a moment. So I guess that was.
It's not something.
It's not. But also like I don't know if it's a bad habit, but I often sort of position around where my teammates are. Like, for example, if my support's standing way back, I don't feel like I can walk up even to CS.
It's always good to not it's very good to not do something stupid like play when you have less people, right? When you try and take 1v2s or 48-5s. But this is a 1v1, right?
Yeah, and I could have already done it.
No, yeah, it's not important, right? I would say this is not necessary to work on for now. But I'm just saying that there are ideas of being able to fight her because how does she kill you?
Right.
Is the question.
I also think it's I think like maybe if I had actually landed my W there, then I would have what's going on?
It'd be a lot more obvious. It'd be a lot more obvious to go in there. Yeah.
Yeah, but I didn't, and then I wouldn't have that. And then like if I had done that, I would have probably just ulted, auto attacked, and then I guess my Q would be up at that point, auto attacked again, and then I mean she'd be dead at some point during that.
Right. Oh, what is going on? Oh, Fizz is losing pretty hard. Feels bad.
Yeah, so I tried to see if I can do something, but I can't, so I just go bot. I think.
This looks like a disaster.
Fighting there in the jungle, I can't really. I can't really get there. I don't think I can.
Definitely not you. What the fuck? Shyvana 1v2. So what are you supposed? That was doomed essentially.
Yeah.
Not something to worry about. Now you just have to be afraid of getting dove. Well, it looks like your team's in their jungle, so maybe
I don't
not.
know why. I mean, they just kept being in there for some reason.
Sure. As long as your team is trying to get out. Oh, okay. Now you guys need to get there. Okay.
Well.
No, this is. I guess this is working.
Yeah.
You know. This looks like an easy fight. Okay.
Yeah,
this is getting a lot less easy.
Yeah, maybe it would have been better if I altered up there to begin with and killed whoever it was.
Oh my! Oh no! All right, let's back it up.
No, I messed up early on, and then I think I ended up standing way too close to Nah and just got.
Alrighty, what?
Because I could have altered up to maybe the Triwish and killed and gotten at least 2 kills for my team.
What is the first thing? All right, the first thing we're going to talk about is this right here. What did you just do?
I flashed to try and get out of his range because I didn't think I could. I could have probably E'd actually.
Right. What is this a good usage of flash?
Not really, because they can still chase me down.
I mean, you're gonna get away here, right? But it's less about the situation and more about the habit. What do you think I mean by that?
Not completely sure.
What did you flash? Did you flash anything important?
No.
Did you plan to flash here?
No.
That's the problem. Is that you used flash without kind of it's like your panic button, right?
Right.
And for many players, it's their panic button. And you know, flash is super important on an ADC because that's your kind of baiting and playmaking tool, right? Where let's say you had held on to it the whole time, and then you know LeBlanc goes in for a WR, and then you flash your R, and then you just kill everyone, right? That's definitely a way team fights can go down. Or let's say you had flashed this, for example, you can kill Gnar, right? Anything like that. But in general, you kind of don't want to use your flash unless you plan to use it.
Yeah, and I also actually flash after he uses.
Right, after he uses everything, right? And now it's
which is kind of
yeah. How come you're not killing this guy, right? Is the next question.
I don't know. I think I was just like too scared because I think at this point he was very fed since.
Right. So here's the thing that'll help you for finding these opportunities. In the sense that how do you know you can fight or not fight, right? So you have a very good sense of staying alive, which is really good. Now here's the second part to it is when you can make sure, you know, if they have no specific abilities to kill you, you can't die. That's what I want you to think. Right. So what we mean by specific abilities is like Gnar ulti, right? He already landed it, so he doesn't have it anymore. But that would be one example. So if you don't get hit by it, you should think that you always win.
Then I can kill him.
Right. So now that it's gone and you're not dead, you're still good to go, right? So this is stuff like Lux Binding or Jinx Traps or LeBlanc presses R, right? Anything like that. If you're not under threat by that, you can do whatever you want. So let's see here that after he uses his stun and his ulti, you can do whatever you want, which means
at that point, that's the point where I decide to get away.
Yeah, you can just kill this guy. Yeah, and then
I don't.
Instead you try to run
to just get everything again.
Yeah, and then he just got his cooldowns back and started chasing you, and I was like, oh, this is really awkward. I mean, you can still kill him, or still get away.
Yeah.
But then you try to make a play on LeBlanc. It was just I think it was a good try to go for this. You just misclicked, right? Here's a small trick you can use is if you right click on them once, you don't have to right click on them anymore.
Right.
Because it'll keep auto attacking them. Here you just you spam right click here and you try to hit her. So you accidentally click Gnar here, right? So that's one thing. That's like a small thing that could help with these situations where there's too many characters in the way. But definitely the overall big picture is not using your flash as a panic button. And you know, when the enemy team has no cooldowns on their important abilities, you can go to town, so to speak, right? In a 4v4 5v5 setting, which is what this is, right? This is 5v5, so you can definitely kill this guy. You have Rage Blade, you're good to go. You have Rage Blade and ulti and heal, so there's no way this guy can win unless you don't kill him. Then he's gonna run you down.
Yeah, no, I feel like that's a thing that I've started struggling a lot with. Also, right now I'm trying to learn Tristana. And for some reason, my instinct is to W in and then decide that it's a bad idea to have W'd in. So I walk out and allow them to kill me.
Oh no!
Without any escape.
Right. Wing in is kind of like committing super hard, right?
Yeah, and then I decide after I've committed that I don't want to anymore.
Well, it's definitely a Tristana thing, right? Something you learn by playing Tristana some more. So I mean, it's just honestly sounds like you just need to play the champion more. Oh my god, that LeBlanc bait is so hard, but too bad she kills either of you. Oh my. Oh, okay.
Yeah, and I think that
seems good. Seems good. We don't have to see too much of that. Sure. But yeah, so far it seems like the main thing that has stuck out to me is the idea of how the enemy, what specific abilities the enemy champions can threaten you with, and if they're on cooldown, you shouldn't have to be afraid anymore, right? Instead of a general all-purpose, always have to be afraid, because that's not necessarily true, right? You might be missing opportunities by not hitting someone when they can't threaten you. So wow, this is pretty barren. Wow. Okay, sure, you base. You can go buy, you can go top. Doesn't really matter. Sure. Okay, Warwick took that wave.
Yeah, I think.
Oh, what the hell?
They end up going mid since they seem to be starting a fight for some reason.
3v3. Sure. Oh, easy kill, right? Easiest of kills. You can just press R here. Oh! How come you didn't press R here? It's interesting. She sees one auto attack, right?
No, exactly. I actually don't know why, because I mean I could get out also with my
Oh, you're gonna kill her anyways, I guess. Yeah. Oh, it's okay. You don't have to go for that. Oh, that Lux line up. What the hell? Alright, that was strange.
Yeah, I think I'm also just generally struggling with when it's like safe for me to commit, because
right, and that's very much along the lines of when they have no abilities to kill you in a 4v4 or 5v5. If it's 3v5 or 2v4 or whatever, then you want to be a little bit more safe, like you are right now. But the instant she has no bind, this is perfect. Like, how did they kill you, right?
Yeah, so I think that's sort of when I try to do something, and then I get a jinx, and then
this is good, right?
I had a misclick there, but I still managed to get her.
Yeah, that was kind of awkward, but ended up working out. So usually speaking, you want to hold on to your ulti, right? Especially if they still have flash. Right. But should be okay. Sure. Oh.
Point. Yeah, I think I thought I should back off, but I saw Warwick.
What happened here?
I think I saw Warwick being chased in the topside jungle, where, I mean, he probably shouldn't have been there to begin with, but I wanted to like not get him
not
killed.
Necessarily
I to start face tanking.
He seems fine, right? It was just they you try to help him, so it's kind of awkward. Wait, so what's different from this picture? What's the difference between this and the one near the dragon against Gnar? Why is it that you could hit the Gnar there, but you couldn't hit LeBlanc here?
Because, I mean, at this point she hasn't used anything from what I know. Like, I haven't seen her like use anything, so she theoretically would have everything.
Right. She's just gonna kill you. She's gonna press QR, she can flash QR, she can WRQ, she can RQW, right? There's so many different ways she can kill you that you want to be out of range, essentially, unless you think you can flash an ability. So here's the thing that'll help you a lot is you stay like you've been playing, is staying super safe in the back, and then when you see specific abilities being used, then you know it's safer to go in, right? And when there are no abilities that can threaten you, then you can do whatever you want in the whole fight. That's what I want you to think, right? But until then, you have to be safe and out of range, or be able to deal with it. Like let's say the way to deal with Lux binding or Malzahar ulti is QSS, right? So unless you have an answer for that which can threaten you, don't walk up, which is what you've been doing so far, which is really good. The only improvement you can have here is this is the first step, is being safe. That's great, right? This is 10 out of 10 because a lot of people can't even do this. Now the next step is, once you're safe, how do you punish when they screw up? Right.
Right.
Oh, that's really awkward.
She gets deleted. I thought
Okay. I mean, you missed W, so you couldn't do anything there.
No.
Wasn't really your fault. Team insta died. I do think there's a bad habit of using W, right?
Right.
Because even though it seems like,
I feel like,
you're
I mean, I feel like I might use it when I'm too far away to actually do anything with it.
right, and also you use it when you're like in range and you pretend they're not gonna move or anything or something like that. Right. The assumption is they're always gonna be running somewhere, so you kind of want to hold on to it. Like if you had W here, she can't go invisible, and you're killing her, right? But since you have no W, it's like, there's a chance she can get away, for example, right? You might be missing opportunities again. That's just a probably a Kaisa slash general mechanical idea. Is just holding on to your abilities, but so far it hasn't really impacted your fights yet. This might be something you want to look at too. Oh, that was a nice one. She's running in a straight line, right? So can't miss.
Yeah.
Or if she doesn't know, you can't miss. Versus the Shyvana. Oh, yeah.
I think it's a thing since like I played a lot of Jinx in the past, and then it's always like I want to have that instinct where I really just want to snipe people.
I see.
Which I'm trying to like stop doing, just because I'm so used to doing that. I mean, not like to start a fight or anything, but just to finish people off. And I think that's somehow translated into how I play Kaisa.
Well, it's not bad at all from what we're seeing, right? It's not bad at all. Okay, this is really bad. Oh my god, is this gonna work? Holy shit. Nope, it's not gonna work. Alright, let's talk about this. How did I know this is not gonna work?
Whoa.
How did I know that? Why did I say this is really bad?
Like, we don't have really any vision of them, and the only people with vision of are in like range to be there.
I mean, you can clearly see you can clearly see these guys, right?
Yeah, we can see those two, and then I think we also saw Shyvana a moment ago.
So this is 5v5, and you guys are bush camping, and if you one-shot someone who face checks, is winning, right?
Right. No, so I think that was what I was thinking, but then Warwick recalls for some reason.
Well, what's the main problem with this? Warwick can sit in this bush with you guys, but it's still not going to work. There's two main problems here. Let's back it up to see if we can see the first one. When does a team run into the river? What are they doing? What are they trying to do?
Trying to get vision.
Yes. Of what specifically?
Like just around like Baron and around like the different bushes.
Okay, what's more useful? Having this, and this worded, or this?
Probably having actual Baron warded.
Why is that?
Because then, like, if we weren't there and they for some reason started it, we could actually see it instead of seeing them walking over there.
Right, exactly. So
and also if we had like a pink, they would have to take some time to clear that.
Right. So why is this bush camp? Just from that alone, why does this bush camp not work?
I don't know if I can follow it completely.
So we ward Baron because if the enemy team is doing it, we want to see it, right?
Right.
And we're not going to walk into the river unless they're doing it, right?
Right.
We don't care about vision unless they're actually doing it. So, with that being said, why are they not going to check?
Would they know that we're there?
Well, they know where you're not, and you're not what?
Right.
What are you not doing right now? Like,
Well,
why are they not afraid?
We're not on any of our lanes, at least.
Okay, that's like definitely true, but how do you know this pit isn't worded?
Oh, we don't.
It's worded. Yeah, it's worded. So they're not gonna walk in ever. That's the number one thing is worded. So this doesn't work because you guys have no pink words.
We only have normal words.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on here, right? Okay, so this is the second idea is What's going on mid while you're doing this?
We're getting pushed in.
Okay, so
he's pushing the wave towards us.
let's say you guys sit here and he pushes his wave. What happens next? What's the worst case scenario?
Go for wave them, but I mean we still have to go clear mid.
Right, and what if they're sitting? What if Lux is sitting between you and the tower? How do you get through?
Oh, that would be difficult. But,
Yeah, or I mean, or Gnar. I mean, it could be any of their champions, right? Shyvana, whatever the hell they have. So then you guys have to face some kind of strange decision, like how do we ulti them, or how do we engage, or do Baron, right? So you guys are basically,
and if we do Baron, they can just collapse on us.
Right, exactly. So you guys are basically forcing yourself into a bad situation by doing this, right? So how do we fix this? It's always it's not a good idea, and how do you fix it? What's your job here?
I mean, I'd say I have to stay around like somewhere where I could go to Baron and be there in time, but also make sure that like the waves aren't pushing towards us.
This is good. So let's say if you're a bot, can you make it to Baron in time?
No.
If you're top, can you make it to Baron in time?
Yes.
If you're mid, can you make it to Baron in time?
Probably.
Right. So any of these options are good, except bot. Right.
Right.
So we need to be mid, essentially. That's our job. You need to be pushing it out or clearing it so that they can't just have total control over mid lane. Otherwise, you guys are gonna be doomed. Why is it important that you're mid and not Fizz or Aatrox?
I would say that like I have probably an easier time getting there because I have my my ultimate. If like worst case.
Okay, that is partially true, but let's say you're not playing Kai'Sa.
I'd say that like I can clear the waves quite fast, but
okay, let's say you are
very good at it.
Let's say you show up mid, and a fight happens. Who's more useful, you or Aatrox? Theoretically speaking, I guess.
Honestly, I'm not completely sure because I would want to say me because I should be like consistent damage, but I feel like it's very difficult to determine what's the strongest after.
Okay, here's more. How about more obvious? You or Fizz?
Like in a 1v1 would definitely be
like if a fight breaks out right here, 4v5, in this spot, because they're gonna try and enter. And your team looks like you guys are going to try and stop it. Are you going to be able to walk out? You're going to walk out and hit someone, right? That's the best you can do.
Right.
Maybe bait out a few abilities. What is Fizz going to do?
Well, yeah.
Say again? I can't hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay. Well, I was thinking that he would just he could just ult the spot and then it'd be like difficult for them to get past it, or they would have to like take the ult.
Yeah, he's gonna press R and kill someone, right? So unless you have a way to bait out abilities or use your flash or something here, most of the time this Fizz is gonna. It's easy for this Fizz to do something, and it's hard for you to do something here. Right. It's not that Fizz can't help if he comes to fight late, because you know a flanking Fizz is always great, right? You can find the backline. It's more of it's more consistent for him to find something here than it is for you. And both of you want income, so you might as well pick it up, right? And if no one's going mid, you need to be mid, right? That's the main problem here. So
right
now this is just this might actually work, but it's really strange, right? And if you want it to work every time, you need to be pushing mid, right? Now you see that really strange things are happening now, right? It doesn't make sense. You don't say that Warwick did base, right? But that's also part of it. If you guys had just fixed mid always, you won't run into this situation, right? Let's watch this. Do they need you to kill this Lux? Look at this.
No, not at all.
Not at all, right? I mean, you did land W, which is great, but she was 100% dead anyways, right? So the idea here is kind of this is the comparison of when I said how useful are you compared to Fizz. This is exactly what I'm talking about. You can jump, press R, and kill Lux. You can fire W, and if you ulti, you're gonna die. So you can't go in first, right?
Right.
ADC would like to go in as late as possible unless you have a play.
It's more useful if I'm there late, whereas they would rather be there.
Well, it's not that he would rather be here early because he can do both.
He's more useful than I am.
Yes. He's more useful than you early, unless they have like 3 tanks or some shit, and then maybe he'd want to be there late, and you want to be there early, right? But generally speaking, right now you're gonna get one shot by everything in this game with the way, the way the last year has been going. So you getting to the fight last is ideal, I would say, especially in solo queue. So, but the real takeaway is something like, if you want to camp Baron, you need a pink Baron, right? And if you want, and no matter what, you need to push mid first. Otherwise, this happens, and it's hard for you to do anything, right? You can even say something like, "Oh, in fights, you can still save this if you didn't E in here," but those are definitely the first 2 mistakes, right? This is more like a don't commit with your E until you know. Well, it looks like you guys are winning super hard, right? But using your E to run in is I want you to think that when you have invisible, it's your playmaking tool.
Right.
And if you want to use it for damage, use auto attack E. And if you want to catch up to someone, you want to catch up to like a backline champion. Otherwise, these frontline champs, you can just wait.
Right.
You're under no pressure to run in super quick. Because what happens is stuff like this where Shyvana will ulti in, and then all of a sudden you're like feel like you have to. You're kind of stuck, right?
Yeah.
Without your invisibility / your running away tool. So those are the 3 main things for this fight for sure. But it's really the Baron ideas. How do you set up Baron? Pink Baron if you want to camp a bush, and make sure you always push mid first.
Right.
Oh no! Now the game is looking hard, even though you have 12 kills, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. You got Baron again? Sure.
I think we actually managed to win it anyways, and then somehow. But I'm not.
Yeah, just run it down mid. You guys can win. Okay.
Yeah, then I think we go top.
That's fine, right? It really doesn't matter. You just push with Baron empowered minions. Good to go. Very nice. Kill all these minions, right?
Right.
Oh, okay. We're helping.
I thought there was a fight down here, so I thought that it would be better that I got there first because.
This is good. This is good, right?
Because Jinx would have a harder time getting there anyways because I would guess that she would want to clear the minions, maybe.
Right. All right. This is good. This is a good decision. Why am I pausing here though?
Because I'm using my W.
Right. Because the later the game goes on, how important is your W as AP Kai'Sa?
Very important.
Right. So when you see this, it's like you need to hold on to it, right? Until you know you can land it, or you have a decent chance for some reason. Like they're running in a straight line, or they don't know you're here, or whatever reason you can come up with. But here, if you have a choice to hold on to it, or to not hold on, or to use it, or to not use it, you would rather not use it. Right. So I think that's definitely something that could help a lot because the later that the fights go on, the more relevant this is. Like imagine if you can W Jinx here, you just one shot her, right? But because you can't, now it's a lot harder. Now you need you were actually gonna lose that if Warwick didn't help you out there, right?
Yeah.
That could have gone dicey real quick. You probably wouldn't outright lose it if you have like a really good ulti over here and isolated Q along the way. I don't know, but you have a higher chance of losing it, whereas before you have 0 chance.
Right.
Oh no.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay, so we're seeing we're seeing a really classic case of you just need to not use your abilities until they're needed.
Right.
So here, let's say if you could just auto attack this guy, you're 100% winning.
Yeah, he's
right?
chasing towards me. Why do I feel like I need?
Right. So don't use your E. Don't use your W. That's what I want you to think. And then when it's super painfully obvious, then you can use it. Right. Using your E to create distance, for example, or to go invisible after an auto attack, anything along those lines. That'll help break this habit of using it just because you can, right? That's what helped me the most. Is I tell myself, I literally do not use the ability. Like pretend you can only press Q and auto attack, and then everything else will be a lot better. Wow. And then the Baron push got stalled. Feels bad. Oh, you guys still have Baron because Fizz. Oh, okay, it's already over. But that's definitely the fighting idea that we're seeing here. Is
I'm using stuff too early.
Yes. The safetyness of your late game is really good. Like you're just straight winning these fights by yourself. It's when you improperly use these abilities is when you you kind of throw the fight somehow, right? You're in like 100% winning position, and it was like it turned into somehow you guys lost that. Like here, for example, why did I say you ulti too early?
I don't know what actually would happen there because I thought I would go with her when she flashed that. Oh, I didn't think she'd flash that.
Yeah, she flashed. So I mean, maybe it's not quite correct to say it's too early because you kind of need to ulti here, right?
Right. No, I thought I had to sort of get out of where I was, and then
right.
Then I could actually maybe get something.
It's definitely a good idea. I think this is more of a you didn't know what Shyvana was, so it got awkward quick.
Right.
So
I should have probably looked at my menu map, but I feel like it's difficult to do when we're in a fight.
That's honestly, I wouldn't worry about this as much. Yeah, I wouldn't worry about this as much, but it is a thing you could work on. Is knowing this is what I call team fight awareness. Is knowing what's going on during the fight, not just your own character and the characters around you, but the whole fight in general, right? Because stuff like this is gonna, like let's say Talon comes up from behind or Rengar, right? That's a fast way to lose a fight if you lose track.
Right.
See what's going on here. Oh, this game is long.
It is so long.
Like, let's fast forward to some fights because we did talk about Baron ideas. Oh yeah. Sorry. What were you saying?
No, that's just all these fights that are seemingly for no reason. Like towards the late game, like end of the late game, whatever. Yeah. So here.
Oh my.
But
why is YouTube taking so long? Oh, here we go. Okay. I start Baron. Shyvana jumps in. What's missing with this picture? Well, I guess you can't do anything about it, but what's wrong with this picture?
I'm not sure. I mean, the only thing is that we don't know where they are.
Is Baron worded?
No. It's still not worded. Or it's like normal words. But
they have it worded. That's the assumption. Okay. It's always the assumption. It's worded. So you need a pink word on your team. And why is this Justice Sweeper not good enough?
Because I could just come up and word it after.
Yeah, exactly. Like you sweep and start it, they're gonna put a word down immediately, right? And then your sweeper runs out. You need like 3 sweepers if you're gonna do something like that. So you just buy pink, right? That's like a problem. If you ever see something like this, you would like a pink word, but you can't buy one because you're full build.
No, that's the thing, because I buy a lot of pinks like early on, but like at this point, I'd rather have an item than a pink.
Yeah. Of course. Okay, this is the same thing as before.
Yeah, at this point, I feel like I can't really follow them, and then I just end up.
Right, maybe it's a LeBlanc problem. I don't know. You didn't really die to anything else. So yeah, something to help clean up your idea of safety and being able to go in / follow up is making sure you watch these champions that can threaten you, and watch their cooldowns, right? And that'll help you a lot, right? You see LeBlanc, she hasn't used anything. Okay, she's gonna kill you. Don't try and help, right? Unless you can Hourglass or something. Same thing with pretty much any champion, right? Could be Fizz, could be Nico, could be whatever it is. Aurelia, Yasuo, it's all the same, right? Don't get close until you know that they can't kill you. And how do you know they can kill you? Okay, play a few games in normals if you have to, right? Or go on a practice tool. Or if you've died to it before, then you already know, But that's
Yeah,
that's
no.
the general idea, right?
They just have to use the important abilities or combos or whatever, and then
Right. Wow, this is easy clap. Look at this. Shyvana ultied and she couldn't even touch you. Oh, this is no longer easy clap.
yeah.
Uh-oh. That
But
was not the right response.
uh,
This is
I
what
could
this, yeah.
I could have probably dodged that ultimate because
Well, you probably want an hourglass here, right? But
yeah.
I mean, it's hard to say.
When I'm in fights, which is stupid for some reason, I keep forgetting my active items, and it's like really annoying. And I keep trying to remind myself, but
right, it's not that you have to use the active item in the heat of the moment. It's like you plan to use Zanya's for a specific reason.
right.
And you target it. When you see that reason come out, then you use it. Like let's say you're gonna use it when Rengar jumps on you after his ulti, right? While he's mid leap, then it's easy to press Zanya's. But let's say you weren't thinking about Zanya's the whole fight. He comes out, ultis you. You have no idea what to do.
Sure.
So if you want to use,
I mean, I can also do that for my summoners, right?
Yes, exactly. You target flash. That's what we're saying. Flash. Like why is this flash not good here? Because this Q is gonna land. This Q is gonna land no matter what you do. If you flash, right? So we know flash was not the right response. It's because it didn't really do anything here, except burn your flash. So you want to target specific abilities / items for specific reasons, right?
Right. No, so that's what I've tried to do during laning. I just haven't thought of applying it outside of that.
Right. Like, oh, I'm gonna use flash to dodge Luxbind or something like that.
Yeah.
It's very relevant in team fights too. So, okay, you guys push. Okay, I think we need to see another game. I mean, we can see more team fights, but I think we know the general gist of what you need to work on for fights, at least.
Right.
Let's do one more real quick. Which one of these is?
The Tristana one was the one where I had the AFK jungler, which was awkward.
Oh yeah, that's not a thing. Don't worry about that.
And then there's also, I mean, I think the Malphite one was also. I was struggling in lane with the Malphite because I think he stayed back a lot, so I didn't know how to play the laning phase.
Sure.
He'd be standing by turret while the minions were in the middle of the lane.
I mean, this is good. This is like you have a handicap in your lane. So how do you lane with this, right?
Right. So I just try to like stay.
Let's see what's going on here.
So he just like walks.
I mean, what does this matchup tell you?
We probably need to wait until level 6.
Yeah, you can't do jack. Oh yeah, he's just AFK, so this is kind of awkward. That's fine, you just get XP. Sometimes it happens.
Right. Yeah, I don't know. I'm also just missing everything.
That's okay.
For some reason.
It happens. Let's see. Sure. Oh. I think there's a problem here with trying to fight this guy, right? Why is that?
Right. Well, I should need to wait until level 6 and just try to get as much CS as I can before.
Well, more of a you're trying to 1v2 here, right? Almost.
Right.
So, in these lanes, you don't have to do anything, right? You're not, like I say, you can't win every lane. Are you supposed to win this lane? No, right? Now, why is this Malphite pick good? Maybe level 6, he ultis Lux. Or let's say out of lane, you guys are hiding in Baron, and she face checks, he ultis Lux, right? You have to use your strengths to. Oh my god.
Yeah, I don't.
All right, that was straight inting. All right, so
I don't know why I can do that.
It's basically like if you're handed a bad hand, you have to just deal with it, right? And you get as much as you can. So you're happy just not having any interaction with the enemy until Malphite can do something, right? Or at least you should be happy doing that. Because that's how that's what's gonna give you the most consistent results, right?
Right.
Don't worry about trying to make something happen. Honestly, trying to force something to happen is how you lose lane. Like trying to hit Lux there, right? Versus last game you showed where it didn't seem like you were doing anything too crazy, but you came out with a big lead, right?
Sure.
All right, let's see mid-game ideas. I think that would be the next most important things.
I feel like because I feel like actually if I just remember to stay aware of like what I can do in reaction to different things, should fix I think the majority of the issues I like the big issues with my late game at least.
Yeah, for late game it's all about the Oh my god, that the stuff we already talked about before, which is watching the important cooldowns in a team fight, and that's all you
Right.
care about, right? You don't have to worry about right clicking people. I think you can already do that really well, right? You don't have to worry about killing people. It's just more about watching what they've used so far. I think this game is just doomed. Like there's not much you can do here,
Yes.
especially in this season. So I would. This is
No,
just
this
an
game is just
exercise in
like-
laning. This is just an exercise in laning. All right, let's see one more because that one didn't really count.
Right. I mean the Civic game. Civic is one of the other champions I've played a lot, and that game, I actually had like some sort of a support. That wasn't like a whatever preseason support.
Yeah, sometimes unlucky. So don't worry about those games.
But I don't.
All right, let's see what's going on
And here I
here.
also feel like I wasn't playing that well generally, and I also just like I think in laning phase I kept forgetting to use my E because I was like, yeah, I'm going to save this for Lux's Q, and I kept getting hit by her E instead.
I think that's fine, right? You're not supposed to. I would probably not use my E for Alexa's E. I would probably still save it as well, right?
Right.
It's very much targeted. I would say, right? Let's say beforehand. Let's say now you think that you should use it to block Lux's E. Then you do so from now on, right?
Right.
It's very much what you think is winning. This is really awkward though.
Yeah.
Right. This is the exact same thing we've been talking
For
about.
some reason I didn't think he died fast, but he was.
No. It doesn't matter if Kayn dies fast, right? What specific ability are they going to use to kill you here? Number 1 most common and number 2 most common.
I feel like if I mean, here I just end up standing still, and then Caitlyn can just trap me at least.
Okay, I would say that's second. That's not the
Okay.
that's not the most common.
And also like Cassia could just use her like her Q. I don't know if she has her ult right now.
Well, if you don't know, what should you assume?
That she has it, and then
Right, so
that would probably be a problem. But
yeah, that's number 1, right? Is she has ulti. So how are you gonna beat this? What do you think? How are you gonna beat this? Sorry, you're cutting out. I think your audio is cutting out.
Oh, well, I mean I could E it, but then it would still be a 1v2 after he.
You just gotta come up with something, right? Don't worry about the 1v2, 2v1. It's 2v2.
Sure.
Don't worry about it, right? Unless you just insta dies, which you didn't. You're still gonna be able to win this fight, right? This is more of an exercise of what do you need to not get hit by in order to win this fight.
Right.
And that's all you care about thinking right now. Even if you can't execute it, right? Let's say you want to spell shield her ulti and go for it. That's what I want you to go for. Stuff like that.
Okay.
And the more you do it, the more you'll be able to perfect it. So you can do this stuff all the time, right? So here, notice how even though he insta-died, look at her health.
Right, now I can just like W auto attack her and then Q and then.
Yeah, you just press Q auto attack. Yeah, anything. She's just dead, right? But because you got hit by her ulti, you die first. You know.
Right.
This is the main thing in team fights or in any kind of fighting you want to look at is figure out what ability they're gonna throw at you to kill you and make sure that it doesn't hit you no matter what, right?
Right.
And if they have nothing, then you think you auto win. The day you die to something is the day you add it to the list. Like Sion ulti or whatever, something like that. I remember Sion ulti. That I didn't think that was too big of a deal, and then I got hit by in a team fight and I died. I was like, okay, well, Sion ulti counts now.
Right.
Well, that's the team fighting thing you would want to work on. Okay, we should be okay here, right? I don't know what he's doing, but he's trolling.
Yeah.
Sure. Fast forward. Everything's good. Everything's good. What you're doing here is great. You just put. If you don't know what to do, just shove lanes. That's perfect.
Right.
Okay, team fight breaks out.
I could have maybe ulted earlier. Is there anything?
No, I think it's fine. You guys need to get out. What's wrong with what's wrong with this picture? What's wrong with this picture?
But
When you see this, what are you thinking?
we already used like Thresher's like main ability.
No. How many people are at this fight?
Yeah, that probably we're only 3 people and we don't know where any of them are, so they should theoretically just all be there.
Right. So if this is gonna work, what do you need to happen?
I would say we need to get a tick.
Well, I mean,
What?
from this picture, what should you be thinking? Like, should you be thinking we kill her and keep going, or what?
No, we should probably think. What? What? Well, I don't.
So let's say you insta kill her, right?
Right. So I think the connection just went or something.
Oh yeah, I think it like died, but is it okay now?
Yeah, it seems to be fine.
Okay, cool. So I think I missed what you were saying, but what were you saying?
Well, I said that I thought that we should just probably kill her and get out.
Right. Yeah.
Because-
When you sorry, what were you
Because then
saying?
we get that for because then we get that for free.
Right.
And,
Why do you not keep
They
going?
can't do it because we've already used stuff to kill her, and they're still normal.
No, more important reason. You already said it.
What then? Like,
If you keep going, how many people are at this fight?
wait, there would be 4, right?
Right. 3v4, right? So
3, 4, and then we're yeah, we don't have them.
you guys are doomed, right? Essentially.
Right.
So this is an idea of when you see these fights, you want to know what the ultimate idea is. It's not to keep going when you kill her. It's you guys need to
Right.
get out as fast as possible. And if you do anything, like anything you do here, it has to be super fast. Otherwise, the enemy team is on the way. All right.
Right.
So when you see this and she's getting out, you guys need to leave.
Right.
It's doomed. There's nothing you can do here, right? So the fact that you and Vel'Koz keep going, you just need to leave. Like you don't continue this. Essentially,
Right.
there's no way this works, right? And then the reason why it's better to let teammates die is because you can stop the Baron, even if some teammates are dead. But if everyone is dead, you can't stop the Baron, right?
Right.
So they're gonna go to Baron here. Feels bad.
Yeah.
But that's just like I think that if there are mid-game ideas you want to work on, it's stuff like pushing waves, which you seem to be good at right now, and making sure you know if the fights are 4v5 or not. Right. So I
Right.
guess like as a recap for lane, I think your laning is perfectly fine. I would just look at wave manipulation if you want to
Okay.
take a look at
I'll
that.
just write it down actually.
Okay. Sure. Let's say lane, we would want some wave manipulation ideas and
Right.
stick to your matchup, which it seems like you've been doing really well. Right. I think that
Right.
it looks good.
Okay.
For the mid game stuff, push mid or push your lanes, and then make sure you're not taking 4v5s.
Right.
Or you know the idea, right? If it's 4v5, you need to run. You need to kite. Or let's say you guys are sitting in a bush, you need to kill him and run, or kill him, keep going, whatever. You want to it has to be predetermined, right?
Right.
In team fights, you want to watch the important enemy cooldowns. The stuff that kills you. And when it's all gone, you can do whatever you want. Right? And the way to improve on that is when a fight breaks out, don't look at the target you're hitting. Let's say you're hitting this guy. Look at the guy who's gonna kill you. And it'll be a lot easier, I promise. Right?
Okay.
And then for Baron ideas, always just mid game in general too. You need to push mid and pink the Baron. That's basically it. It's super basic. So
Right.
I think you can do that easily. But basically it boils down to you kill this wave right here every time before you do anything. That's what I want you to think. Even
Right.
helping a fight, kill this wave first, even before you go help a fight. Unless you're playing Vayne, then you might have problems. But any other champion, pretty much, you want to kill the wave first.
Right.
But I would say the number one thing you want to look at is this fighting idea, where you look at the champions that are going to kill you in a fight. That's the number one thing for sure. I would say work on that, and the fighting will be a lot cleaner. Also, the idea of using your Flash / Zanya specifically for a purpose will help a lot. I don't know if you've seen my video on that, where I talk about targeting your mechanics, like your targeting your abilities to save you from something. Have you seen that?
Which one is it?
Let me see.
I've seen a lot of them.
The counterplay one. Have you seen this one? This one's really helpful, I think. Just like as a general idea, let me see if there's right here. This is this is the exact example we're talking about here. Back it up. Back it up. All right, here we go. Our Zanya, we're gonna use Zanya's for the Rengar ult, right?
Right.
It's the exact same thing. The stopwatch for LeBlanc Q, the whatever you wanna do, you do this, right? And I didn't do this on reaction. I just did it because I said before the fight happens, I'm gonna use Zanya's for this purpose. So
okay.
That's what you want to. That's something you want to practice. You can take a look at the video. I think that'll help a lot. But
sure. I'll make sure to watch it.
Right. But besides that, I think those are the main things you want to be focusing on. What do you think?
No, I think that's actually exactly it. I also think like actually some of these things, at least especially focusing on where the wave is before I do something. I used to do that, and I think that's like, and also just other stuff. But I've just completely forgotten it.
Yeah, I guess it's like a
so also
build the habits so much.
Writing the stuff down is probably a good idea.
Yeah, right. Yeah, writing it down is good. I have a whole thing of notes here where I write stuff down too. So whatever helps you remember stuff. You can even write like physical sticky notes or anything like that. But yeah, these are the things for sure. I think that will help you a lot. And it looks good. Besides the occasional mistake with the fighting looks pretty good, right?
Right. Well, I think I just need to think more about it because I think I just completely stopped doing that because I focus so much on my lane.
Right.
Basically.
Once you get out of lane, you can focus on the out of lane stuff because it's no longer laning, right?
Right.
So.
Right. So I think now that I have like that, I mean, I'm much better at laning than I used to be.
Agree. I mean, it seems like your laning has caught up to the rest of your abilities, so that's a good thing, I guess.
Yeah, it just feels like I felt like the past couple of weeks where after I've sort of had a bit of a stalemate, I think just like I haven't been able to improve at all. I just feel like it's just been that I'm just playing without having any thoughts about it because I can't figure out what I need to focus on to improve. But
well,
yeah,
hopefully
I think I can definitely work it out now.
Hell yeah, that's what I like to hear. So yeah, tell me how these games are going. Oh, did you have any last questions?
If there's any like general just how to not be an idiot with Tristana's W.
It's very much the same as Kai'Sa's ulti. Is you don't go in unless you know for sure it's a good idea, right? Yeah. And if you don't know, then you watch like Tristana players or Tristana montages, or you just try it out yourself in game, right? And then by that process you'll be able to figure out when you should jump in and when you shouldn't. So.
Right. Yeah, but I think for me it's just that the thing I find difficult is like playing around the reset basically. Because like if I jump in, I mean if I can kill them I can get out, but then I decide no, I won't kill them after I've jumped in, and then I try to get out without my W up.
So it's just like don't jump in unless you're gonna kill someone, I guess. Kill someone or get an assist. So yeah, that's about it essentially. You just I think you just need more games, It doesn't seem you've played enough, so you just need to practice it some more.
Yeah, we just need to play some more games on her, and then hopefully that'll sort itself out.
So anything else?
Uh, if like, what do you think is actually like good right now? Because everything feels
Everything is
pretty,
shit. So
pretty terrible.
you play
Because
fucking
it's
like Lucian or Draven or I don't know. Like this, it's not good. It's not looking good. So I wouldn't worry too much about losses or not being able to do anything in game because you can't. It's hard to do stuff in game. I wouldn't worry about that much. I would
Yeah.
if there's anything to work on this season, it's like map awareness ideas and how
right.
to win for how do you make sure that 4v5 doesn't happen. Like it's all very map based, team play based. So
Right.
and
Okay.
staying alive. Those are the things I'm gonna look at myself. So
Right. Okay. No, it was just because at least like a couple patches ago, it felt like okay, Kai'Sa was fine and like Sibba had her moment and stuff like that. But now it just seems like if you play Lucian, you're great, and otherwise you're not really.
it's fucking doomed. Yeah. So
And I don't really like Lucian because he's very he's very aggressive and very sort of situational.
Me
it seems
too.
like.
Me too.
So
We'll just have to wait for January, I guess. I don't know.
yeah. Okay, so yeah, so I can just work on that stuff. And I think that's it.
Right. Yeah, and if you do want the link to the upload, I'll send you the link, so you can go back and rewatch the session. But
Right.
yeah, if
No,
that's
that could
all,
be that could be useful.
yes, for sure. Review is always good, right?
Right,
If you
exactly.
forget,
If I forget everything again, then I can use that as well.
or when you get to a higher rank, you can go back and watch for fun. I used to do stuff like that. I was like, damn, I was so bad. But yeah, if that's all, then I guess good luck in your games and let me know how the progress is going.
Thanks. I will.
Alrighty, cool. Is it good night? Have a good night then.
Yeah, it's well, it's 8 in the evening here.
Ah, I see. Yeah, have a good night then.
Thanks. Have a good day.
Yeah. My day just started. So, all right. Bye.